Hey guys, John here from Sonic Drive Studio. I hope you're all doing well. Who is ready for a little studio tour? I'm going to show you guys my studio and my man cave, and I'm just going to shoot this raw with my phone, so I hope the audio and video will be sufficient. And I hope you guys will enjoy this video. Alright, let's get started. Okay, here we go. This is the door from which we enter the studio. And here we go. I've done a video like this when we moved in about a little bit less than 2 years ago. So this is like an updated 2022 edition of this studio tour. Some things are similar, other things are a bit different, but we're just going to go over everything. So this is like the music portion of the studio, as you can see. I'll start there, and then later we'll check out the man cave as well. So over here on the right side, we've got the guitars lined up quite nicely. Usually I got my mic set up here and some lights, but I took them away just to make it look a bit more tidy, basically. So these are all the guitars on the floor racks, and I've got some on the wall as well here. Got two bass guitars. I usually use the Sire, the one on the right, which isn't very affordable, but an excellent bass guitar. It sounds awesome. And this is my old Ibanez ATK 305, I believe. It's also great, but I tend to use this one because the low end is basically bigger on this one. And this one needs a bit a fret job, basically, because the frets aren't as good as they used to be anymore. And then over here we've got my row of LTD Phoenixes, which I absolutely adore. Obviously. Yeah, I did a video recently with the single pickup ones, a comparison with a bunch of pickup types, which was a really cool video. Do check that out if you haven't seen it. But this is the first one, the black metal with the Duncan Nazgul. Great guitar. This one is the original one that I got, made in Indonesia. And we've got the Deluxe 1000 with the Fishmans as well. Another cool guitar made in Indonesia as well. And then we've got my newest black metal with the stock Fishman Fluence modern pickup in it. And this one is made in Korea. And then my newest Arctic metal Phoenix with EMG. I swapped the EMG TW out for a regular EMG 81 on this one. This one is also made in Korea. This is my old original one. This one now has a Seymour Duncan distortion in it, a great sounding pickup. Also made in Korea. And the funny thing is that this left one, I'm not sure if you can see it on the video, but this one is starting to turn slightly yellow. And this one is a bit more white, which is kind of funny. And that's my very first Phoenix, my Deluxe 1000 with the Duncans in it. So the SH5 distortion and the Fat Cat, which is kind of a P90. It's an amazing guitar. And they all sound a little bit different. They all feel a little bit different. One feels a little bit chunkier on the neck than the other, but they all are just great guitars, and I just absolutely love how they look. So that's, yeah, it's a really nice area of my studio right there. And then let's go over the other guitars. So we start off here with my extended range guitars, my 9-string, my Schecter. And then we've got the Ibanez M80M meshuggah 8-string, my trusty Ibanez 8-string, just such an awesome guitar. Then we've got the Stephen Carpenter models, starting with the SC608B 8-string baritone, the red sparkle one, amazing guitar. Then the Purple Beast, the SC607B 1H with the single Fishman Fluence pickup. And then the SCT607B 7-string baritone with the original EMG setup. Then my SC607B, the old black one with the EMGs. And then the SC20, the one that Stefan himself used for the official ESP video. So that's a cool thing. It's kind of a prototype model. The serial number is actually quite interesting. I don't know if you can see that there, but it says SC2000A. So that's kind of cool. And it doesn't say in which country it was built. So it's kind of a prototype. Then we've got the Jim Root Fender Telecaster, an awesome guitar. Telecaster, I'm never sure how you guys pronounce that. And then my American Performance Tele. It's also a cool guitar, just your average Tele. Then my LTD Kirk Hammett KH602, I believe, which is a cool guitar. My only guitar that I've left with a tremolo on it, or a Floyd Rose. Then the PRS Meshuggah, the modded baritone, the black one, which is a cool guitar as well. My only passive pickup 6-string baritone at this time. Then we've got my Fender Strat. I forgot the series, but it's like an American made, but a little bit more affordable, from like 6 or 7 years ago or so. And then behind that we've got my Yamaha Revstar Standard, also a killer guitar. I did a review on that guitar on the channel not too long ago. It does a lot of sounds, it can do heavy stuff, clean stuff, really cool guitar. Then my Gibson Les Paul Standard 60s with the Duncans that I put in there, awesome guitar. Then my beloved Custom, my Les Paul Custom. You all know how much I love that guitar. And then the LTD baritone Eclipse, the EC401B, I believe, which is kind of rare these days, but it's a really cool guitar as well. And then my James Hetfield LTD Iron Cross, EC1000T full thickness Eclipse with the EMG 57 and 66, and then the Neil Westfall NW44. So that's my collection of guitars. I'm really happy with all of these instruments. They all do their own thing and they all do it very well. A lot of LTD, as you can see. So yeah. Then we've got my DAW over here where I mix and edit and do all that good stuff. It's a bit messy, it's a bit of a cable mess, but yeah, it works for me. I did clean it up a little bit, so usually it's even more messy. And my actual PC is back there because I bought a PC with a glass panel, which was a bad choice because that leads to interference on the pickups and stuff, so I have to put it behind the desk in order for the noise level to be low. But now that I have it there, it's just fine. On the floor here we've got some pedals. I hardly ever use pedals these days, but sometimes you want to track with a pedal, especially when it's like a whammy or that feedback pedal, the Freak Out by Digitech. We've got 2 wahs, the Boss PW10, I believe. I have that one because it's cool that you can create your own custom wah sounds in it. It's really versatile and it sounds great. And then your average Dunlop wah, the Crybaby, the one that you can also tweak a little bit. I forgot the model name. Got some Gibson cases and my webcam, not too fancy. Yeah, and then on the desk, let's take a look what we have here. We've got my old TV, so that's like a regular 3D TV. It's a big screen and I like editing on a big screen. And then a smaller screen over there. Sometimes when I'm editing videos or images, I do that over here and then put a YouTube video on there just, you know, to watch. These are my Adam A77X monitors. I am running SonarWorks on this PC because this room isn't really ideal when it comes to the acoustics. So that really helps me to get a flat response out of this system. Here's a cool little Lego set that I got from my brother. A pair of headphones. And over here we've got my little mixer, which is really convenient. This one leads up to my monitors and all my sound cards go into this. So that's really handy. These are my Slate VSX headphones, also great. A little simple MIDI keyboard. That's my new IK Multimedia XIO interface. Got some camera things, a little desk fan, some batteries for my GoPros, my Quad Cortex, which I use quite often for making captures and stuff like that, also as an audio interface. Then my Slate VMS preamp, which I use for various mic things. So yeah, that's on my desk. Quite simple, but yeah, does the job. And then under here we've got my rack. Cable mess alert. I even tucked a bunch of cables under there because it's kind of messy, but got my loads on top. So that's my fractal load, and then my favorite Red 7 load, which is always hooked up. And then my 2 nodes as well, which is also a cool device. My Fractal Audio XFX3, of course, which I usually use for recording my DI tracks and also for reamping my amplifiers, because the DI tracks sound really good on this, and when I use it for my amplifiers with the Humbuster technology, I can make really recordings with very low noise, so that's great, especially with amps hooked up in a loop. That tends to sort of cause noises, and that setup really helps me to get rid of that to an extent. Then my beloved Helix rack. We all love the Helix, don't we? With the controller over here and some expression pedals as well. One is hooked up to the XFX and the other to the Helix. And then my Marshall JMP1 and an old Digitech thing that I never really use. I forgot the name. Super Harmony machine. It's basically part of my whammy collection because I wanted to have it all. I'm a completist, but that probably not come as a surprise to you. So yeah, that's under my disc, and this is my digital audio workstation basically. I forgot my SM7B mic over here with the boom. Yeah, it's a cool mic, and it's great for voiceover things and stuff like that. Now let's move on to my amplifier racks. Anytime when people come over, they're always like, whoa, what the hell? It's, yeah, I agree. It's kind of unique, and it's a bit over the top, but that is just a part of my personality. And that's a theme that carries on through my entire attic, basically. So yeah, these are all my amps. I'll go through them real quickly. Also got some great pedals. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, give you all the names and stuff, but here we go. So this is my Marshall JCM 2000 DSL 50. I got that one second hand. My DSL 100 HR, which is a great amplifier. Really love that one. Do check out my review and demo if you haven't already. Then my JVM 410H. I also got that one used. A couple of cool pedals. I like this boost by Sunless Effects. And then over here we've got my JCM 800 Studio, the Mini Plexi, the SV20H, and the Mini Jubilee, and also the DSL 20HR. So this is basically the Marshall section of the cupboard with the LED lights. I can change colors on this as well, which is fun. And then over here we've got my Wangs 2204 HW, the hand-wired JCM 800. Then the mini peaveys, the Invective MH and the 6505 MH. And then my PRS Archon 50, which is one of my favorite amplifiers because it sounds so good. Some little pedals, the Stompman by using Kettner, the Tech201 Fly Rig, the Rumstein one, the Gubtech Mad Honker, which is a really cool pedal. Tube Screamer on that side, and a sort of TC Electronics integrated pre on that side with more features. It's a really versatile pedal. I'm going to be using this in a bunch of amp videos soon. Then my Lichtlärm audio pedals, which are excellent. I've done videos on every single one of these. Amazing pedals. My Dirty Tree, a legendary boost pedal, of course. Some cool Laney stuff as well. Then over here we've got my Victory V4 Kraken guitar amplifier. That's the one with the tube preamp section and the solid state power amp section. And some more cool pedals. Yeah, my Victory Super Kraken, which is awesome. And back there is my old Crybaby, the very first one that I ever got. I believe it's kind of vintage. I remember that my dad bought it on eBay when I was like 14 or so, so that's at least 20 years ago. I'm not sure if it even works, but it's yeah, it's my old wah, so I'm keeping that. And then over here, my Peavey Invective 120 and my Blue Guitar Amp 1 Mercury Edition. Amazing amplifiers. If you're interested in those, definitely check out my videos. Some pedals, a couple of whammies. I have the entire whammy collection, so that's a whammy 4, the bass whammy, and I believe a whammy 5 underneath. I have 2 of those. My Blackstar HT Club 50 Mark II and my EVH 5153 LBX, both great amps. Over here we've got my PRS MT15, my EVH 5153 50 watt EL34, my Hughes & Kettner Black Spirit 200, and Tube Meister Deluxe 40, which are also excellent. And then my Amp Man Modern, also by Hughes & Kettner. My mini oranges, the micro oranges. My Boogie Mark 535. Oh, the engl stuff. You guys know I love my engls. This is the Powerwall 2, one of the most versatile amplifiers ever made. It sounds so good. Then the Blue Guitar Amp 1 Iridium Edition, which is also excellent. Love that little amplifier. HXFX by Line 6. Oh, the Fireball 100, the beast. Love this thing. Really cool. And my Peavey 6505, along with 2 more whammies, a DT, and my Chrome, my Whammy 4 Chrome Edition. It's a bit smudgy, it's a bit dirty, but it belongs in the whammy collection. And then we've got the orange portion of the cabinet. Dual Terror, OR15, Tiny Terror. That's like an essential amplifier that everybody needs to own. Basically, it's really amazing. It's tiny, but it does a lot. So yeah, you need that in your collection for sure. The 8030, the Dark Terror, the Rockerverb 50 Mark III, the Rocker 15 Terror TH30, along with my 2 original WH1 whammies that I have. Collectibles for sure, and essential for a whammy collection. The Brent Heinz Terror, a really cool amplifier, discontinued unfortunately. The Rocker 30 that I bought from a friend a little while ago, thanks Sven. And my Jim Root Terror, also a cool little amplifier. So yeah, that's the orange stuff. Moving on to this little cabinet over here with my Wangs HD15. It's a great amp. I've used it in a bunch of videos. It's a really unique sounding amplifier, kind of based on a Soldano loosely. My Friedman Double J Jr., awesome little amplifier. Fireball 25, again, awesome amp. The Iron Ball SE, the Laney Ironheart Studio, IRT Studio, the Mini Rectifier, and the Hughes & Kettner Grandmeister Deluxe 40. Also got some foot switches and pedals back here. So yeah, that one belongs to the whammy collection, of course, obviously. Got my orange 2x12 and my engl 2x12 over here. This is my Laney Ironheart IRT 60H, the Randall Diablo 100, my trusty dual rectifier, and my Wangs 1987 HW, which is a hand-wired plexi, basically. So yeah, that's my amplifier collection and my DAW. Love this. One other thing that I really love is the floor. When we moved in, I wanted a really nice, thick and soft carpet for this area. Not only for the acoustics, but also just for how it feels under your feet. Really love that. And of course, I also did this sort of acoustic treatment. It does help a little bit, but it's not ideal. So again, that's where SonarWorks really helps. Moving on to the bench over here, the workbench. This is where I, do soldering and changing strings and stuff like that. Got this little mat, and this is where I rest the guitar neck. This one is broken, actually. I only used it a couple of times, but the input jack broke, so that sucks. It's my soldering stuff, really messy as you can see, but it does the job. And this cupboard houses all my cables, strings, and tools and all that stuff. Then we've got some junk over here, some guitar books. And then over here, this is a really nerdy corner. I'm just going to ignore the pile of boxes over there, but it's my T-Rex and my big Alien. And I've got a bunch of CDs stacked up behind here. My Iron Maiden Eddie's Archive, I'm not sure yet what to do with my CDs because they're not really displayed nicely as of right now. It's me and my brother backstage at a Metallica show in Copenhagen, which was great. And then we've got some action figures here from various franchises, especially Aliens. Really like my Aliens stuff. Some old DVDs. I recently gave away 400 DVDs to someone for free because I just had too many. And we've got my Black Album box set, which is awesome. More CDs, and it's like a double layer because behind these CDs there are even more. So see, that's a little bit of a problem. My Alien and Jurassic Park book collection. A lot of, I'm really a nerd. I'm a really big Alien fan, and this has a lot of behind the scenes stuff on the Alien movies and all that stuff. So something that I really enjoy as a nerd. And I've been really heavily into DC comics lately. So I've been hoarding and reading Batman, Superman, Justice League, and all that stuff. So yeah, that's a kind of recent passion of mine. Also got the Watchmen stuff, Spawn, Aliens, and other cool comics. So yeah, that's my nerdy storage area where I store my nerdy stuff. But there's even more nerdy stuff to come, because this is my home cinema. And yeah, I got 2 TVs, which is kind of nuts, but I'll talk about that. So yeah, this is my old 3D TV. I love 3D movies, and they don't make 3D TVs anymore, so I did not want to get rid of this. But I recently got this LG OLED, which is amazing, 65 inches. It's the C1. Oh man, OLED has changed my life. I really love 4K Blu-rays, and this one really is great with the perfect blacks and all that stuff. So it's an amazing TV, but I didn't want to get rid of this one, so I just kept it, but I haven't really used it ever since I got this one. All right, this is my 4K Blu-ray collection. Got some 4K stuff here, which I really enjoy. And then I've been really enjoying the DC animated stuff recently, so yeah, that's why that's there. Some more Blu-rays and DVDs. And I've got some box sets over here. Some TV shows and only Blu-ray. And then over here, Thunderbird Island, of course. And more Blu-rays, just regular Blu-rays and 3D Blu-rays and stuff like that. And then down here we've got my Xbox Series X, my surround set, which has Dolby Atmos, my little mini fridge, which I got from my girlfriend, and then in here got my Panasonic 4K player, my PS5, some PS4 games and PS5 games. Yeah, and that's basically it. So this is where I hang out when I'm not working or when I'm not with my family. It's a great place to chill and to watch movies and, you know, play a little bit of guitar. So yeah, that's basically it for my attic. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tour. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.